things that are happening, you need to think about some of those kind of things. How many people are using e-books to deliver materials? Fantastic. I need to talk to you specifically. Edge Hill University doing a major project, how to engage senior academic staff. Wouldn't engage with e-learning, wouldn't engage even with email, will engage with e-books. Yeah? Very interesting scenario. It's also, has everybody got the Kindle, the version with the free 3G, set free 3G anywhere in the world? Good way to get your email on the move. My chief exec does not go anywhere but with his Kindle now, he doesn't take his laptop. Just PDFs the documents and sends it to him, so he just takes his Kindle to meetings. How much easier is that? Yeah. Anyway, that's not an advert for Kindle because there's lots of others, but I'm just pointing it out. But I just wanted to say, for those people who didn't know who we were talking about, anybody familiar with this now? It's still the same too, look. There's a few nodding, okay? This guy down here is doing what the BBC is absolutely armed for. That's educate and inform. Yeah, this is Mr. Tumble, okay? And if we were to click on that, which we might get him in a minute, we'll see what happens. In fact, I won't, I'll save him in a minute. Well, I want to just pose a question. I've got 2 minutes left. Just want to pose a question. I imagine that's you at the top. That group at the top is you. That's the e-learning team. That's the people who are involved with the RSC. Then Mr. Tumble's team. Happens to be old Mr. Tumble, but that's a whole other issue. Don't blame me. I want to know what you're going to do from today to make sure that the knowledge that you know about e-learning, ICT, is actually spread right across your networks. Because sometimes we're not very good at thinking about actually ICT, the I and the C and the T separately. The reason I've given Mr. Tumble as an example, and Justin Fletcher is his proper name, how many people have had children now that there is actually an entire army of young mums that can actually do sign language because they've learnt to sign, because it's a huge, huge movement, if you like, to teach your child to sign, to include their vocabulary. We wouldn't have thought of that a few years ago, just like we wouldn't have thought we would have had anything like a Kindle in our hands that could do things. The world is moving, not just in technology, but in the way it works. So, final question, who gets your information? When do you do a dump, as a memory stick, out of your brain into somebody else in your organisation? How do you do it? What are your systems? We all talk about technology. Do you use anything? Do you use a CRM system? Do you use whatever you use in your time? Or is it just ad hoc over the coffee machine still? Yeah? Who do you communicate it with? And which technology do you use either to share it or to tell them about? So what you're going to talk about from today, that's my challenge to you, and how will you share that knowledge? But remember, we're in the year of communication. Thank you for listening, and I will finish off with the man, in theory, himself, and I just know that Noel's told me we've got a sneaky trick on this machine. I have to just do that. And I think.
Watch and listen.
So if you don't know.
Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, it's good to see you. I say hello.
I'll say thank you, but I'll guarantee if you stand on the bus and you see a young mum with a child and you start to do some of those sounds, you'll get an amazing response. Because there's an army of children out there that know how to do hello, they know how to do thank you, they know how to do Mr. Tumble's spotty bag, they know to do lots of things. Capitalise on what society knows, what the mainstream technologies are doing for you, make everything accessible, but make you the source of information and the communication, plus the technology, to take it into your business and use your RSC the best, because they are the best. Thank you very much.